You know what I think we could all use right now? A distraction. Now, I haven't talked about this a lot on my channel, but other than being a cook, I've actually had a lot of different jobs. And one of the first jobs I ever wanted was to be an actress. Now, because of some circumstances, like in my high school and in my college, I vastly underestimated the amount of commitment, both physically and mentally, that it would take. And I decided that that career choice wasn't for me for a variety of reasons. One of which was I dropped out of college. Regardless, I am a classically trained singer. I was really into the musicals from about, I would say, 2006 to about 2012, but after that, I really fell off. I wasn't there, nor did I really understand the rise of Star Kid, and I had a lot of friends who were really into them. It honestly just kind of reminded me of all of the worst things about being a theater kid, and so I never really got into them until I saw a specific animation for this musical called Nerdy Prudes Must Die. And it was the coolest shit I'd ever seen. You guys know me, I love really visceral looking animation. I love things that are beautiful, but not necessarily pretty, if you understand what I mean. Either way, it is a fantastic piece of art. Everyone should go see it and support this person because their art is incredible. When I saw that, I was like, no, I'm gonna want to see this one. Now, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK, your resident lunatic, and today we are watching Star Kid's Nerdy Prudes Must Die. I'll be honest with you, I do remember reading the synopsis. I retained none of it. I know it has something to do with a bunch of kids accidentally killing their school bully, but the only reason I remember that, I read the caption on that little animation. That's honestly all I know about it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, things are weird right now for everyone. We all need, if not a distraction, then just a moment to breathe. As far as expectations go, I don't really have any. It's a horror comedy musical, and horror is actually pretty difficult to do on stage unless you have a lot of money, and before there's Hereditary the musical in 10 years, but you know what I mean. So before we get started, I do want to bring up something that I've been getting some flack for, is that just because I comment on someone's performance or their singing or something, it does not mean that this person is an objectively bad performer. I got a lot of flack for that in one of my previous videos, and it really surprised me. I don't really know a lot about singing anymore. I haven't done it in a really long time. And honestly, that makes me a little bit sad, but when you're an adult, really the only way you can get back into singing is either karaoke or church choir. And I'm doing absolutely none of that. Not again. I just want everyone to keep that in mind. But yeah, without further ado, I think we can just go ahead and put on our headphones and commence with the drama because I just want to get right into it. These headphones are absolutely gonna leave a dent in my hair. I want to hear none of it. All right? None of it. Start.
I want to put the time of death around 8 p.m. Friday night. Multiple lacerations to the head and chest.
They twisted his nipples off.
Oh.
By drowning him in the toilet.
Richie here got purple nurpled and swirlied to death.
Face down in the fucking John. What a way to go.
Gotta love musical acting. Where you have to be really loud and really exaggerated. Otherwise, the microphones can't pick you up.
You think they're connected?
I don't know, Bailey. Do nighthawks shit in the woods?
They shit up my car sometimes.
Was that funny? Well, we're about to find out. Aww.
I'm dead.
A 40-year-old teenager.
The weight has got me sweating. I can't cut through all the tension. It's hell on earth, you know.
That harmony's tasty.
High school is killing me. It's got me all out of rhythm in my melody.
I'm not gonna comment on this for very long, but I mean, 45-year-old teenagers.
There's nowhere to turn for the class of 2021.
Yeah, more like the class of 2008. I graduated in 2008, come on!
A cesspool for democracy. It's one hell of a normal abnormality. And I can't survive it.
We're friends, aren't we, Pete?
Fucking dead.
I don't know, are we?
For expositional purposes, yeah.
We're nighthawks. and we don't leave anyone behind.
Well, I got left behind this morning. Bus driver's a fucking asshole.
Okay, that was funny.
Girl Scout, can I just get my
I'll
rest?
give you mine, you can take the test all over again. Doesn't that sound fun?
I feel like high schools aren't like this anymore.
All right.
Cheater! Oh god, butt out, Chastity!
Snitch. The harmonies are really tasty, and the way they do the exposition is really not as clunky as a lot of musicals are, despite the fact that I'm teasing.
Miss Mulberry, they're cheating!
I'm so fucking dead.
Because they establish Homegirl in the front pretty much as either the main character or the main antagonist.
Grace Chastity, that little snitch.
Grace Chastity?
Man, I
Oh,
hate that
Jesus.
nerdy prude.
She's the nerdy prude?
Don't sweat it, it's 2 hours detention, tops.
I'm not worried
Yeah, but
about
you're the
what
mayor's
the
daughter.
popular kids are gonna do when they find out I was talking to you. I don't need this kind of attention.
Like I said, I don't think high schools are much like this anymore, but, you know, I don't know. I'm 34. I'm 34. Oh, God, I'm 34.
Then why do you come to public school dressed in suspenders and a fucking bow tie?
Good question.
Bow ties are high class.
Oh, I thought he was going to say bow ties are cool.
Brad Callahan pants me in the 6th grade right in front of Sarah Zimmerman.
You're Micro Peter!
God.
You're like famous!
That took me a second.
This outfit is a tapestry of my trauma. It is designed to provoke as little teasing as possible.
Oh, sweetie.
My titties are tenderized.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know you were funny.
Neither did I.
Fair enough.
It's best to drop and play dead. Place your hands on your neck. Call the feds. Lock the thread. He's straight ahead.
Talking about the high school bully.
Never look in the eye. He's a literal monster.
Oh, okay. Things are starting to connect in my head now. Ooh, girl! The thing with high school bullies, especially in, like, narratives like this, is that they're either actually insane or something horrible has happened to them, and they're not coping well. I have a feeling that it's gonna be the former in this particular case. Hey, don't hate on people who had to be in remedial algebra.
Oh, well, there's a difference between intent and impact. I learned that at the anti-bullying assembly last month. Fuck Nugget! I think I'm just gonna have to...
There's a lot of penis jokes.
No, co-ed dances gotta go!
Oh God, a Republican.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, talks that way about Grace Chastity. Now deposit this trash in the nearest
Okay.
receptacle. Can I carry your books for you?
Carry my books? I don't think either of us are ready for that. I mean, we're only 18.
Yeah, maybe 10 years ago. I mean, I'm gonna stop making that joke. I swear. I don't mean to be an asshole.
Watch some porn. You'll see. Tell me I'm wrong. Dirty girl.
Sexual harassment!
My little dirty girl.
Bro, your breath stink. Back up.
Max, and his name is Jesus Christ.
Is Chastity getting a funny feeling?
Hey, ho, heck, no! Co-ed dances gotta go!
Oh, man.
Is he
She
gonna,
is
like,
such a
corrupt
prude.
her or something?
Yeah. You could have any babe in school, Max. Why her?
Forbidden fruit, dickhole!
For some reason, guys still think that's a thing. Forbidden fruit.
Hey, Grace Chastity's little peach.
Ew!
You better leave your hope behind. No one's gonna stop me. Out of sight, or you're doomed to be a victim. You won't defeat kind.
Okay, I'm gonna be super honest. I'm sorry, what is this choreography?
It's like you don't care about this campaign at all. Wow, Miss Tessberger, it is like that, isn't it?
Ooh, damn.
My October surprise.
Well, I guess the Grace Chastity girl isn't the main character.
Imagine how that would have reflected on me, the mayor's daughter. A deviant, a flunky.
Well, maybe you should invest in her.
They're not going to punish you, but I am.
Face it, old man, there's nothing you can threaten me with.
Miss Tessberger.
Hey, that looks like my phone.
Yep, I'll save your SIM card, sweetie.
I'm going to free you of it, Stephanie.
No!
Did you just throw your hand between the hammer and the phone? You can have this back once you've raised your grades. I don't care if you have to lie, cheat, steal, or Shock of all shocks, read a book for once in your life.
Or just get your grades up.
Am I supposed to study without listening to Spotify?
CD player.
Oh, what you're doing? Oh, you're killing me with what you're doing!
If only, Stephanie, if only.
Damn.
Yeah, you don't even need to try with me, Pete. Just want someone to touch me.
Jesus, Ruth, relax.
This is about. Somebody walks to the office with Stephanie Lauter, and suddenly he's Stefan Urkel.
What teenager is gonna know that reference?
Did you come?
Oh, God. Ruth.
You and Steph, it's a fantasy. Like a boy and his anime love pillows. It's a beautiful dream, but I'll never hold the real Rei and Asuka in my arms.
This would be a little easier for me if the references were a bit more current.
Hello?
Hey, is this Peter Spankowski?
He's talking to Stephanie Lauter.
Nani?
Hey, you're never gonna believe this.
Okay, that was good.
That was before Pasquale's. That's where all the cool kids go before homecoming.
Why? That's a good question. Why is it always an Italian restaurant kids go to before prom or homecoming? It's always an Italian restaurant.
Really, Ruth? A Star Wars analogy. Need I go into why Attack on Titan is superior in every possible way?
God, they don't call it a cram session for nothing.
Stop being gross, both of you.
Please.
Cool, popular girl told me I was funny. Can't we just leave it on a high note? You're telling me I gotta be funny again? I didn't do it on purpose the first time.
Bro, just help her out. Don't freak out. She's a normal person. Just say, yeah, I'll help you study. You might actually form a genuine relationship. How awful.
Steph, I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Good man. Cause I guess I was mistaken. I guess these two are the main characters. No, he's doing an I Want song. Which means things are gonna go bad and I'm gonna be upset about it.
If I were king of the hill, captain of the team.
Oh, trust me, you'd be just as insecure. Bro, you better make this song quick. You're supposed to meet her in 20 minutes.
Cooler than I think I am. Am I cooler than I think I am?
I will say the beat to this song is actually really good.
I'm not a loser.
I know that note. I know that line. My computer is actually bouncing with me because this desk is not very stable. Aww. No, don't ruin this for him.
Run so you can chase. We've been doing this song and dance since the 4th grade, Max. Well, I'm sick of your shit.
You were almost there, baby. You were almost there.
Well, shit, if she's cool with the kid, then maybe I'm cool with him too.
Shut the fuck up, Jason!
Gotta be honest, Jason is probably the one who's most likely like these popular types.
When you stand up to a bully, they lose their power.
Woo! How's that?
Or does it just make them angrier?
You're not a nerd because of your glasses or your pimple dick. You're a nerd because I said so.
Okay, so this is one of those insane kind of bullies.
I bring order to Hatchfield High. I'm your god.
People are laughing, but this man is insane.
I cannot believe no one wants to buy that beautiful old house.
What house, Dad?
The old Wayman place down on Hickory.
What's wrong with it?
It's haunted.
I was about to say, people say it's haunted.
That's why it'll never sell, Mother. Ghost stories.
You don't believe him, Dad?
I only believe in one ghost, Grace.
And that's the Holy Ghost.
A Holy Spirit that resides in all of our hearts.
He came up to me in the hallway and he asked if he could carry my books.
I didn't know that sort of thing happened at Hatchetfield High.
Oh, sweetie. Oh, honey. Oh, God.
I don't think about that sort of thing. Me and Max in carnal embrace? That's ridiculous. Mom, will you pass the butt stuff? Butter? Will you pass the butter? I just want some head and butter. Bread! Bread!
Why do I keep feeling like I'm getting hit by a baseball bat in the back of the head?
Hot football star. Oh,
Is she bathing in her bathing suit? Well, I guess it is a bathing suit.
what are you doing in my bathroom of all places?
I couldn't stay away.
Yeah, I think this is
I'm hungry.
I think this is a fantasy.
Here you are brewing up a big old pot of dirty girl soup.
Ew.
My favorite.
I'm sorry, that's so gross.
This is wrong. This is so wrong.
This is so wrong, but it feels so right.
Everyone's got their secrets.
I love,
Jesus.
but there's only one thing I love more.
What's that?
I love to fuck.
Oh. I'm not speaking much during the song because I'm like mesmerized in a weird way. I will say the harmonies in this musical are fucking great. They're really tasty. What the hell was that? I'm sorry, the fact that they keep calling it Dirty Girl Soup is just... I don't know why my brain cannot get over that. If it's supposed to sound awkward, congratulations. Is she thought criming herself right now?
What have I done? Damn these wandering hands!
Girl. Yeah, Grace just thought crimed herself. There's no such thing as a thought crime, by the way. It's just a random fantasy.
This isn't you. You can't be having impure thoughts. You're not even married. This is his fault. Max Jaegerman. He's got
honey. Unfortunately, a lot of people do think like that. Like, oh, I'm thinking these things. Apparently, it's that thing's fault. And it's like, honey, it's just a thought. Let it go.
Who is this guy, anyway? Standing up to the mayor's daughter like he's got no fucks to give? Not gonna lie, that's really sexy.
It's Peter.
Oh my god, the fucking bow tie? I know he's rich, but...
The dialogue is actually pretty funny.
You lured him right into the lion's den. We thought you were waifu material, but you're just a bully.
Richie's funny.
These toilets aren't even in stalls. You all just watch each other pee?
Sometimes.
Oh, it's better than I'd ever imagined.
Alright, yaoi fangirl, take it easy.
I'm not gonna let him get away with this.
Steph, the more you get involved, the worse things are gonna be for me.
True.
If you think the principal cares more about us than the outcome of the big game, then you are willfully naive.
That's some cool kid privilege right there.
Yeah, in a small town, you'd be surprised at how much the sports stars get away with because sports bring money.
Max Jaegerman has made all our lives a living heck. One that strikes fear in the hearts of the meek.
Excuse me?
We must strip him of his power and leave him helpless at our feet. With a little faith in the Father, Son, and some Holy Ghosts.
Oh. Grace is a little megalomaniacal.
Nothing really dies in the Wayland place. Their angry spirits haunt these halls to this very day. And when Max Jaegerman comes in contact...
Yeah, but how are you gonna get him here, sweetheart?
I'm not comfortable with this place. It's not structurally sound.
Yeah, and something reeks.
Sorry, that's me.
I'm allergic to deodorant.
I have overactive sweat glands.
Bathing isn't safe for me right now.
Excuse me, if I wear antiperspirant, I break out in hives. And I scratch them and they bleed and pus comes out. I get pus in my pits.
Yeah, we're moving on from that.
Don't bully me.
Girl, baking soda. Baking soda. Baking soda.
Or a party.
Come on, guys. We can do this.
Despite her privileged position in the whole hierarchy of this town, Steph is really the only person who's really on planet Earth. I hope Steph and Pete live.
We're gonna invoke his fury by making him freak prematurely. And then
Why is she doing the single ladies dance?
in the public eye, he's just a nerd in disguise.
Okay, why do we keep doing that?
I'm with Steph on this one.
We're gonna cut off his neck.
See, Ruth is getting into it.
Do you want to conserve your mass?
We're gonna
Kick, pop,
Splat.
be cool.
We're gonna
smash, slam.
Bang.
Stay cool.
We're gonna boom, text.
Swarm.
No, we're gonna be cool beans. We're gonna
Real cool. It's a West Side Story reference.
beans are cool. Keep the beans. Beans cool.
People do not say cool beans anymore. I do love the West Side Story references. I really do love West Side Story despite its issues. It is... I think I like it more because of the, positive memories it elicits.
You think I can get a little more light in here?
Richie, the whole point is that it's in the dark.
Why isn't he recording this with his phone? Why is he using a camcorder?
Hello?
Who was that?
My boyfriend.
Ruth, honey, they have quotas.
You're like super nice to me.
Not really.
Oh,
Just doing the
bless.
bare minimum here.
You're the best
Yeah,
friend
that's-
I ever had.
Oh, that's sad.
I think I'm in love with you.
Okay.
That's pretty par for the course for awkward teenage girls. I've told the story before. I'm not gonna tell it again.
Kinda look like that homeless guy from downtown.
I'm not giving away my shot! Oh, I kinda hope they live. I want them to live.
You think Steph actually likes me?
I mean, I think she's doing the bare minimum, but she could,
I'm talking
yeah.
about Ruth.
Oh.
She's so fucking thirsty.
Yeah, but Ruth hasn't discovered baking soda yet.
Operation Potty Pants is about to commence.
This is gonna go horribly. Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon? You know he's a dickhead.
It's the Jägermeister!
Oh, you're gonna wish you had Jägermeister. It would have been a little more on the nose if he had gotten Natty Light instead.
Max.
The beginning of the musical said he was dead, right?
I always knew you fuckers were real! I've been scared of you my whole life! But it's time to stop running. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass!
Grace, we got a problem.
What? Is he not buying it?
No, he thinks the ghost is real. He's just really fucking brave. Ghost ran. Send in the skeleton.
Oh god, how's Ruth gonna do?
Shit. Where, Max? Back home so Dad can call you a little cuck? Can't even fight off one lousy skeleton?
Max has a mood disorder.
It's working for me. He's so violent.
Max, stop!
You're telling me you nerds put this whole thing together just for me? I thought you guys hated me.
Oh god. Does he mean this or is he gonna go, like, bonkers?
No, this is like the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me.
That is depressing as fuck.
And the skeleton. Oh, that was really special.
That was really special.
I thought you're a bunch of nerds, but you guys throw one hell of a...
Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance.
Mission accomplished.
Nerdy! Prudes! Must pay!
You know, if you stopped screaming, you would have probably survived.
Holy shit, we killed him! Oh my god!
Just don't touch him. Call an ambulance.
God, we're going to jail. And with my luck, no one will even bother making me their bed.
Ruth, relax.
Just murdered a football star right before the big game.
This wasn't murder.
I mean, Grace is right. It's not murder.
It's an act of God.
Thank you, Grace.
It's a perv, and now he's rotting in hell for it.
Thanks, Grace. Thanks for making us all feel better.
This is Hatchetfield. People go missing every day. We're gonna bury the body right here in the lobby.
No, Grace. Call the police.
We're gonna hack all his limbs off.
No, Grace. Call the police.
I hear prison is cushy.
Oh, my asthma's back.
He'll never be found.
It's not like we're selling crap.
I'm gonna strip him down.
I'm with Steph on that one. Why?
Gonna never haunt me 'cause he's already dead.
No one's gonna snitch.
Hide from the bed till we see you slip.
I'm with Pete and Steph on this one.
Go Nighthawks!
What's that? Why did you salute?
We can only hope they bring some comfort to Max's classmates, who have already endured 2 weeks of heartache.
I was about to say, I really don't think it's that.
This has been the best 2 weeks of my life.
Told you.
Who'd have thought the absence of one negative influence could make us all so much happier?
One can only hope.
I think you're the main event and we're just there to support you gals.
That's actually kind of cute.
Thank God Max is gone.
Wasn't he your friend?
Yeah, but he forbade me from dating and he wrecked my dad's skidoo.
Fair enough.
And, I couldn't have done it without you.
Hug him.
I studied these last 2 weeks.
Hug him.
This is really your C+.
Oh, Steph.
I have a 4.0 GPA.
Can really bring down my GPA.
Yeah.
Steph, I'm trying to feel bad about what we did, but it is
really hard.
Everything is objectively better.
Don't say anything about my headphone dent, y'all.
I've never been to a football game before.
Ugh, they're really boring. And both teams kind of suck, but we could go sarcastically.
Together as a couple, you know, sarcastically.
You mean like go together?
Yeah.
If you want.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go, Nighthawks, we're taking flight. We are the leaders and the royals. Ah, ah.
Is Nighthawk a reference to something? Because all I can think of is the superhero. See? When a musical does this, something big's about to happen. It's like Christmas bells at the first act of Rent, because then Bohemian Rhapsody happens at the end of Act 1.
On to the field, tonight's opponent, the Clydesdale Chemists.
Now that's a little more accurate to high school football games, I think.
But I'd especially like to acknowledge one vital member of our team who's gone neglected for far too long.
The mascot.
The fighting
I knew it wasn't gonna be Jaegerman.
Really? You want me in the huddle?
We don't want you.
Oh no! Stop! That's adorable!
We'd like to apologize in advance for
Oh.
because we'll probably go right back to doing
Oh. No, stop!
Fuck Clydesdale! Fuck him straight to hell! Assholes!
I don't know why that was a cheer. Maybe it's a reference to something.
They're my bros for life.
Stop!
You know?
Yep, there you go. Get it off. Come on, sweetie. There you go.
Richie.
I think we are getting to the horror part of the musical.
I remember what I said. Do you? You fucking nerd!
Ooh.
It can't be! You're dead! I'm free!
He wants revenge.
No!
Ooh, I love that lighting.
Did you miss me while I was gone?
No.
Did you really think you'd get away?
I'd hope so.
Be safe, that I won't break you.
We'd hope so.
Comfort you.
Is that a Hinata shirt?
Nerdy Prudes must die! Nerdy Prudes must die!
Oh, that's why he's keeping him.
Shock you, demonize.
Well, you weren't a very nice person.
I want you to repeat after me. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Or is this the eternal dark without a dawn?
That's spicy! Oh, that's spicy!
This is the consequence for what you've done.
Ooh, that came from the chest! I love it!
I'm not a nerdy prude. I'm not a loser.
He is wearing a Hinata shirt.
No, 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 no.
No!
Richie deserved to live. Okay, pause. Because of all the songs, it's kind of hard for me to like parse a lot of my opinions here, so... Okay, aside from some joking jibes that I've made here and there at the production's expense, I get it. So, I really thought that they were gonna come in here with Grace, the person in the beginning, being the protagonist, but no, the protagonists are the kids who are just kind of trying to survive. Maybe not specifically Steph, but definitely Pete. Grace, to me, seems like a secondary antagonist. One thing I have noticed is how they, what's the word I'm looking for? Juxtapose. I'm on that SAT shit. How they juxtapose Grace's religiosity with like her cold-heartedness. Because out of all of the things that Grace is, she has not shown anyone an ounce of compassion. Not even herself for her random fantasies about Max Jaegerman. As religious as she is, she has forgotten one of the most basic tenets of it, which is compassion for your fellow man. Despite her name, she has none for anybody around her. That's interesting. They put a lot of consideration into Grace's character, I think, with some very subtle social commentary, because like I said, let's look at all of the everything that's going on in the United States right now. People would rather hedge their ideals than the basic needs and wants of themselves and the people around them. Ideals are fine to have, but what should really rule your life is how you change things for the better, not change things to fit you specifically. Yeah, I totally get what they're trying to do with Grace. I don't know what they're trying to do with Ruth. They're just kind of letting her get on with it. I hope in my heart of hearts that Steph and Pete live to the end of this musical, because I have a feeling that everyone's gonna die. Because that's normally what happens in dark comedies. usually everyone dies by the end, and I'm guessing what's going to happen is Max is going to kill all of them, and they're all kind of going to unleash their sort of primal rage at the end, kind of like what Max is doing. His mortal body died to reveal the monster within. He's going to kill each person, and they're all going to come back as like this unhinged, wild ghost to sort of join his anti-nerdy prude crusade. So far, this musical is interesting. I do have some complaints here and there, but we'll get to that by the end of the musical.
I had a nightmare, a horrible nightmare.
Yeah, I bet.
He was angry, he was so angry, and he wasn't sexy at all.
Oh my god, Grace.
They did! It's sold!
Oh.
Told you your father would sell that old Whalen place one of these days.
What?
Yeah.
What did they find?
A dismembered corpse.
Well, I'll be down there in a jiffy.
What'd they find, Dad?
They didn't say. Come have a look for myself. Gosh, I hope it's not termites.
No, really. You don't need it to be termites. Just trust me. Trust me.
All right, I'm gonna need the three of you to shut the fudge up about Max Gigerman.
We're not friends, Grace.
Grace? Is there something that we need to be worried about?
Yes, there's something you need to be very worried about.
You said that house should be abandoned forever. We trusted you.
Then trust me that they can't trace anything back to us.
Do we want to trust you?
I'm Detective Shapiro. This here is Officer Bailey.
They're gonna ask him about Richie, and this is how they're gonna find out about Richie, and I'm gonna be sad!
Fucking chemists, right?
That must be a reference.
You ask me, they were missing the most important member of the team.
She's talking about Richie.
You sure you didn't see him in your AP calculus class last week?
What? That's it! Listen here, you little fucks!
Alright, bad cop, relax.
Wait, someone killed Richie?
Oh, well, we don't know anything about that one.
Grace!
Maybe it's a coincidence. People tell me to die every day.
Someone help Ruth, please.
There was someone else in the house that night.
Don't be ridiculous. Wait. Someone else in the house. That could work.
Once again, this is Grace's, like, cold-heartedness coming in.
We're taking you live to City Hall for an emergency press conference with Mayor Solomon Law.
You ain't getting reelected.
Truth to the rumor that your daughter has been questioned by the police.
Yeah, but about her friend.
My daughter is cooperating fully with the investigation.
She is.
Swinging the hatchet now in Hatchet Town.
He's really familiar.
Swinging on the youth, it's a hatchet scandal.
So, something like this did happen in my hometown with a different kind of crime that I can't say on YouTube, but there was a lot of people pointing fingers.
Their intestines were cut in two, so it's gotta be Donna.
Oh, I recognize that dress. I got it from Amazon.
Ziggy was in the school.
I recognize that I recognize that skirt too. I have one. It's the dichotomy of people all having a reason to be afraid because two people dying in rapid succession is a reason to be like afraid. What's that thing they say in Men in Black? A person is smart. People are stupid.
I remember the candy and rainbows. No hatred, only...
Yeah, something like this happened in my hometown with a different kind of crime. Almost 12 arrests made, and the person who perpetuated those crimes did not even live in the city. If I can find them, I'll post the news articles somewhere.
Hey! School is on lockdown!
Damn, that was a fast change.
Barbecue monologues, eh? I saw that in New York.
Really? How was it?
Fucking transcendent.
I hope these stories tonight are a lot like these patties here.
Nah, sorry. It's not a barbecue if you're just having hot dogs and hamburgers. And you don't press down on a burger patty.
All right, everyone, let's take 10, then places for the top of the show. Thank you, 10. Thank you, 10.
Thank you, 10.
We need to refocus that light center stage. You think you can handle it? I guess.
Is Ruth about to fall from this ceiling? Oh, does Ruth get her own little...
To be in the spotlight instead of the booth.
Sometimes that's just terrifying.
My greasy skin.
We can fix that with finishing powder, baby.
In my dreams, I'm the star of the show.
When they find absolution, Max comes and finds them and destroys it. Ruth, baby, it's only a 10-minute break.
How can something be medium and well, Maury?
With a warm pink center. Did she always have that thing on the back?
There's still carpet in the
the bathroom.
Ew. You know, I'm watching this song and it's very sweet. I am trying to remember the last time anyone needed headgear instead of jaw surgery. Do people even do headgear anymore? Do obstetricians? Orthodontists. Do orthodontists do that anymore? Or do they just go ahead for like jaw surgery? There we go. It's hard to write for a soprano, so.
Who's watching me?
You fucking suck, Flimwad!
Aw.
What's the matter, Ruth? Having a little stage fright?
Oh, Ruth is about to die brutal.
Death scene! Let's raise the curtain, shall we?
Oh, that's what the white is. Oh my god.
Take a bow, bitch.
Jesus.
When my mom and dad drink coffee, they let me have a cup of hot water so I don't feel left out. Can I have one of those?
Oh, that can be arranged. Plenty of hot water for you, Grace.
Yeah, deep in hot water.
The mascot of Hatcherfield's sworn enemy, Clivesdale.
Oh shit, not Clivesdale.
The fact that that line was so sincere.
Their murders were a part of an insidious plot to rig the big game.
Oh, Grace, you ain't as slick as you think you are, sweetheart.
Clivesdale is guilty until proven innocent.
That's Grace's whole problem right there.
This is some incredible detective work.
You're welcome.
Don't know how to repay you.
You have the right to remain silent.
Did you happen to lose a WWJD bracelet? I found one in your principal's office. I think you might have dropped it when we brought you in for questioning.
Oh, that's where it went. I've been looking for this thing everywhere.
Silly me. I didn't find that at your school.
I found it at the Whalen house.
At the old Whalen place.
Oh, Gracie, you in trouble, girl.
You're not half as smart as you think you are.
She really isn't. Yeah, at least the police are smart.
I don't think I should answer any questions until I have a lawyer present.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that in the first place.
No, you can't do this to me, okay? This isn't my fault. This isn't my plan.
Whoa. Whose plan was it, Grace?
It's God's plan. And now he's leaving me out to dry. Do something, you son of a bitch.
I mean, he is. He's punishing the murderer.
Whoa.
Grace is snapped.
I'm gonna go to the nearest church and claim sanctuary.
That is stupid.
Don't let that fool you. She is armed and extremely dangerous.
Grace is dangerous, though. Like, truly. You know, I will say that some of the steam is taken out of the death scenes when the actors are still clearly on stage. Hey, listen, in another life, Grace and Richie...
I have been waiting for what feels like 5 fucking years, and I still have not received my goddamn hot chocolate.
That's right, Pete. Stand up for yourself.
There you go.
Your dad's the mayor. He can get you out of all kinds of trouble.
Not this one.
I should have just kept to myself. I never should have gotten mixed up with you.
Me? We should have never gotten mixed up with Grace.
I never wanted you anyway.
Ew.
I always knew my place and knew my lane.
Wait a minute, you're not off the hook.
Ooh, I love me a good alto.
Who's the victim when you shoot me, love?
If I loved you, you would know it.
If I love
The fact that you're having this argument might show that you might love each other a little bit. Take me, baby, or leave me. That's what this song reminds me of.
Using your power to slyly get all that you want. Wake me up when the mean girl is more than mean.
I mean, to be fair, she hasn't been mean at all.
Leave room for Jesus!
Oh my god, Grace!
Are we in trouble? Do we need to get a hold of Ruth?
Good luck getting a hold of her. Does your phone plan cover calls to hell?
Hell?
She's bisexual and dead. Where else would she be?
Oh god. Grace, please.
The 3 of us may need to get out of town.
Grace?
What did you do?
The cops know everything, but don't worry. I have a plan.
No more plans!
Okay, crazy. I'm not helping you flee the country.
You better, because if I'm going down, you hoes is coming with me, eh?
No.
That's not how that works. Okay, we're getting into the final act of things here.
You have no idea.
What the hell you're doing?
Okay. You ruined our lives, Grace.
Yeah.
All I wanted was to be a regular girl with no sexual desire until she was safely married.
Yeah, that's not how that works, baby.
I've done so many terrible things, like touching myself and lying to the police.
And murder!
Who am I?
An idiot.
It's all right, Grace.
Don't comfort her. She's fucking weird. Dad, how'd you know I was here?
Stephanie, please, I've been bugging your phone since you were 12. And for good reason. The 1 week I take it away.
You end up dismembering a body.
Dad, we never meant to hurt anybody.
I don't give a shit who you kill. But you just had to go and do it in that house, didn't you?
Oh, the mayor's got some secrets.
It was a spell they cast on the house to ensure their survival beyond the grave.
So then where are they?
Max Jaegerman is a fucking ghost.
Ghost? Demon?
A literal monster.
Book? The Black Book.
It's got all my addresses and phone numbers in it.
Assuming this isn't all just one big mindfuck.
That would be one hell of a mindfuck.
The dark gods the Waylands worship.
You mean Satan?
Oh no. They're much worse.
Satan couldn't cater these guys' parties.
With the lords in black.
Okay, I was more afraid of the cheer.
You gotta come to the woods to do some nerd watching. Kia, kafa.
What?
It was an accident. You know it was an accident.
Stop trying to reason with it. I gave you the book for...
Yeah, Max is not something that can be reasoned with now.
I'm not touching that book ever again.
Again? Where did Stephanie's mom go? Hey, Mayor, come back here. Where's Stephanie's mom? What do you mean again? She wasn't a nerd.
Nerdy prudes must die. I'm an elected official.
Also a father.
I can help you. I have connections. I have friends.
I thought you just said you couldn't reason with it, bro. Oh, this is giving Into the Woods.
Okay,
Into the Woods Act 2. They even had a Your Fault song. I really expected Richie and Ruth to come back as, like, also these unhinged demons.
I don't get you kids popping Tide Pods like they're fucking candy.
Tide Pods have not been a thing since 2016.
Faith, Catholic. I'll take that as a no.
Okay, that was funny.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
A little bit, yeah.
He's right there! What the fuck?
He's a fast ghost, apparently.
Well, let me throw you through the windshield, bitch!
Max really isn't doing a very good job of killing the 3 people that killed him. He seems to be killing everybody but them.
Not for long. Max is toying with us at
Why?
any time.
Exactly.
Quarter mile that way if we cut through Pine Brook. Come on.
Run. I wonder if these are somebody's names backwards.
Hello, friendly winds.
Sometimes, honestly, these cheers, some of these quick changes are very quick.
Oh boy, a Spankovsky! I'm gonna have the whole set in my toy box!
Ooh.
Stephanie, yum yum.
She doesn't get taunted.
Our true forms would melt your minds.
We'd give Vizzy Pop a run for their money.
What do you want from us?
Something fun!
Something tasty.
We just want what you cherish most.
I mean, you already took Stephanie's father. I don't... Oh, is it gonna be your phone?
I know what it is. My phone! My whole life's on this thing! My contacts! My pictures!
We don't give a shit about your phone!
Okay, good. If she has to give up Pete, I'm gonna be so upset.
About it.
Oh.
Put a bullet in his brain and we'll take Maxwell off your plate.
That would kind of defeat the purpose of this whole thing, super honestly, but okay. Why are we singling out Stephanie here? Stephanie's lost enough. Can we... Grace, is there something that you have? Why are we singling out Stephanie here? None of this was her fault.
I didn't want to like you. You made me. Well, I refuse. You give up what you want. Your Pokemon cards, or your comic collection, or whatever it is you're into.
It's you, Steph. You can call this luck. That's my perspective.
Oh no, come on.
Have to do it.
I don't want her to though. Come on, let's not do this.
Let you.
Execution style? Come on.
If things were different, would you want to go to homecoming with me?
I'd like that, Pete.
Hated that. I'm sad now. This is not fair.
Please, Steph.
I just took a bullet for you, bro. Give me. I used to worry my life would be over after high school.
So that's why you acted like that?
You betrayed me. You fucking Judas.
She never liked you.
You do know the Bible.
Grace, you're like 5 minutes late, babe.
You were right about me, Max. I tried to hide it, pray it away. But you were right. I'm a dirty girl. Pot of dirty girl soup just for you.
What?
It's what you call my bathwater in my sexual fantasies.
I feel bad for telling Grace that she should give something up.
What the fuck is happening right now?
She's giving up what matters most to her.
I'll be right back.
What are we watching?
Turn around. She has a cigarette.
Wow. I needed that.
Grace, where are you going?
The way he's kicking his feet.
In fact, I just gave you what I cherish
the
most. My chastity.
And she looked like she enjoyed it.
You're in my world now, bitch.
God, being stuck as an egomaniacal teenager sounds like literal hell. He sold that though, damn. He sold every bit of that.
Hello, everyone. Eyes on me.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, what's this?
I don't know.
I should give you an MIP.
Oh.
Get in there and let me see you for the rest of the night.
She survived.
Think you two can stay out of trouble for one night?
I'm not making any promises.
What the fuck you just say to me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How do you explain the mayor's disappearance, huh?
Detach and field. People go missing every day.
I feel like you could have at least found a scapegoat.
Well, gotta go. My date's waiting. Did you guys know Jason goes to my church?
Grace, we're not friends.
But the bow tie's growing on me.
Well, at least someone got a happy ending. We're all in this together. Once we know that we're all stars. Yeah, that's what this song reminds me of. Why is the detective dancing? I have a feeling, this is cute, but I have a feeling that these two are living an entirely different genre to Grace.
How?
Kiss me?
Oh, okay.
Cute.
We're only 18.
So Grace is snapped.
You're a dirty dude, aren't you, Jason?
Yep, Grace is living an entirely different movie here. I like the green on her face. Green is bad.
Are you hard because you're stressed?
Probably.
Dirty dudes must die! Dirty dudes must die!
Grace didn't learn a lesson!
Run, you little bitch!
That came from the chest.
Your body is gone! This is the consequence for what you've done!
Darkness will spare my soul.
Run, dudes. Run!
High school.
Dirty Prudes Must Die 2 coming out soon! Okay, I liked that ending. Alright, I liked that ending. That ending was good. A nice twist ending. So during my break, I asked an old friend of mine who's really into Star Kid and musicals and all that, if this is a part of like a larger universe or were they referencing a lot of older shows. It is a part of a larger universe. Apparently it's a part of a trilogy, which I didn't know, which I mean is fine, but I can't guarantee you that I am going to go back and watch the other shows, because while I did enjoy this, I don't know if this is something I necessarily want to invest my time in. Not for any of the production reasons or anything like that. While I did poke fun at them occasionally, one thing I do love about this show is that there is an incredible amount of passion. All of the actors are having so much fun. Like, okay, it's a low budget, whatever. You know, it might break your suspension of disbelief from time to time, like seeing the same actors that just died pop up again, but at the end of the day, who cares? It's still a show. Follow the story. You know what I mean? If there's there's one thing that is for sure about this show. Everyone was having a fucking blast doing what they were doing. And that's what pushes this show from average to a 6 for me. And then what pushed it to a 7 was the ending. I do like that there are 2 different protagonists of 2 different loss of innocence stories. I really do love that. You have the horror movie monster coming after the group of kids that did them wrong. I mean, it's very I know what you did last summer. At the end of the day, while what the musical presented to us was a pretty paint-by-numbers horror movie, was a honestly genuinely nuanced story of what the whole of, I guess, purity culture would be a way to put that, does to a person's brain. There is no such thing as a thought crime. If it stays in your head, who the fuck cares? If you're not acting on knocking your boss the fuck out, then who cares? I know the whole Sunday school rhetoric, right? A sin is anything you think, say, or do that pleases God. But at the end of the day, how do you know what displeases a incomprehensible, ineffable being? This isn't about like intrusive thoughts or thoughts that occur to people when they're suffering from a mental illness, right? This is someone who felt guilty about having a sexual fantasy about someone who's honestly kinda hot, instead of being like, oh, well, that's normal. I mean, he's kind of a dickhead, but he is hot. It was like, you're corrupting me. My brain is now bad because of you. And that's not a healthy way to think at all, for a number of reasons. While Stephen Peters' story isn't terribly, like, you know, groundbreaking, Grace's story is pretty deep. And I gave it a brief look through on YouTube to see if anyone else had commented on this, and apparently several people did. When it comes down to it, I pity Grace. I don't like her, I don't empathize her, I pity her, in a sense that she never learned having a dark thought or two, it's normal, it's fine. This isn't about, you know, the intrusive thoughts you have when suffering from a disease like OCD or something, and I'm not gonna reiterate that, because I know someone in my comments is gonna say, oh, but what about intrusive thoughts? That's not what I'm talking about here, and if I have to delineate that, you're the problem. Grace is so pitiable because she is a result of, and I hate to use this phrase because I feel like people use it all the time, but it is purity culture. The fact that, oh, my thoughts and everything I do must be pure, and if it's not, there's something wrong with that thing, and I have to get rid of that thing, or it's going to keep corrupting me, it's going to corrupt my family or my children or whatever. And people use this logic to legislate things. They use it to legislate women and gay people and trans people. Like, I have towed this line all my life, and all my friends have towed this line of being normal, of being pure, and those people have found happiness and absolution outside of being pure. They're not supposed to do that. So whenever I step out of line, it's their fault. It's not my fault. When you really look at these very strict ways of life that they're living, the rules are kind of arbitrary. At the end of the day, no one gives a goddamn. You might notice that I'm kind of getting out some personal frustration. Seeing Grace's eventual corruption is, to me, the end result of what happens of these, like, strict, oh, I can't think or say anything negative or bad, like this sort of toxic positivity. Eventually, once someone has a negative thought, they have a meltdown, and they can't cope. And because they can't cope, they blame everyone else. These bad things are happening to my body? Well, it's the toxins. I have to go on another cleanse. I had a singular thought that a man might be hot. Oh, it was Lil Nas X's music. It's turning me gay. What's sad is that people who think like Grace really do believe that there's something inherently wrong with them, even though what's happening is entirely normal. People have sexual thoughts during puberty. It's literally the one thing that happens, except for maybe periods. And no one just sat her down and told her, hey, it sucks, but it's normal. And at the end of the day, no one cares that much about what you you do in your brain. That's why I said that Grace is pitiable. You can't really feel for her because, one, she's an idiot. I mean, I expect her to be, she's a teenager, but she's mean. I said this earlier during our intermission, despite her name, Grace has given none to anybody she interacts with, not even to herself. It's really sad that her purity and chastity is what she cherished the most. Not, you know, her relationships, her bonds, her parents, or even her bond to God. She cherished her chastity over her own religion. That's just really fucking sad. There are a lot of people who think like that in real life. And as they grow older and as they experience life, they become bitter and more jaded, and sometimes even, I wouldn't say, you know, stealing people's souls to fuel her virginal massacre, but they start telling people, anytime you get sad, any bad thing that happens to you, it's because you stepped out of line. It's because there's something wrong with you, something wrong with what you're doing. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get better. It's your fault. Now, someone should have sat Max down, or no, someone honestly should have hit Max with a car. Pay someone from Clivesdale to break his legs. Max absolutely needed to be taken down a peg. I always talk about what a movie is asking us, and Nerdy Prudes Must Die is asking us not what will you give up, because that implies that it's something that you will give up eventually. That is inevitable. It's what can you give up? What can you sacrifice? Because at the end of the day, religion is about sacrifice. You give up your time, you give up your money, you're supposed to give up yourself. It is a tenement of religion to give up your time and yourself. You are supposed to glorify your God and worship Him through helping other people and being compassionate. Steph and Peter, they were compassionate. They had compassion for each other. They gave each other grace. Yeah, sure, they fought. The relationship wasn't perfect. But at the end of the day, they loved each other. They showed what grace they had through the love that they shared, and they were willing to sacrifice for each other. And that's what made their relationship so pure. Grace had no compassion, even down to Rita being murdered. She had no sympathy. Even with Richie, like when they said that Richie was dead, she didn't really react. Her first and foremost thought was, how can I get out of this? She didn't turn her back on God because she summoned the Lords of Darkness or whatever. She ended up turning her back on God because she had to take responsibility for her actions. And she wasn't forced to. She could have let Stephanie kill Peter. She did not give up her chastity to save them. She did it for her own self-satisfaction. I've already given up on God, and I've already summoned literal Turbo Satan. Why don't I do this too? And then I can make up for it by killing what tempted me in the first place. Yeah, Grace's story just kind of worms under your skin, doesn't it? It just kind of gets in there and it sort of sits under your skin. Kind of like a fantasy that you linger on for just a little too long, you know? Something that you write a fan fiction about. There were a lot of good moments, and Grace's story is definitely a high point. This is gonna sound awful. I don't know if Rita's character was super necessary. I feel like they could have done better by Rita. I don't know why Max felt the need to kill the mayor's aide and then the mayor and then try to kill the detective. He was toying with them, but I don't necessarily know why. I think it was just like to buy the cast time to sort of ratchet up the tension, but I don't think the tension really needed to be ratcheted up anymore. I think after Rita's death, they could have taken off running, and I think that kind of slowed the show down a little bit. I think trying to ratchet up the tension and putting in some of the references kind of bogged the show down, because it really is long. It's almost 3 hours. For a musical like this, I think that sort of demands a little more time than what most people would be willing to give. But I I imagine since it's so long and is so chock full of these references that it was a treat for fans, that fans really loved it. And that's what's important at the end of the day, right? Is to really, I wouldn't say service your fans, because that kind of implies that the creators of the show are there to strictly serve the fans. That's not true. A creator of the show owes you nothing. While it's probably really fun for fans, a newcomer like me would probably be like, oh, they could have done without that. Now, there are some things that I did love. Everyone loves the I'm not a loser. That was an incredible moment. That was great, and that came from the heart. There are a lot of actually general musical references, like from Into the Woods, West Side Story, a lot of homages to Rent, like especially the If I Love You, You Know. That felt like Take Me or Leave Me. And that gave me a little tickle of nostalgia. There are so many pieces of media out there that just hit us over the head with it constantly, over and over and over. This just kind of tickled it a little bit. Just kind of went like, hey, remember that? Despite the fact that there are some things that sort of bash you over the head, there is a lot of subtlety in this show hidden under the humor and the references and the base level story. There is a lot of deep subtleties to it. And, you know, I really do appreciate that. That is a huge shining light for Star Kid as a whole. Now, am I super invested in their shows now? No. I'll be blunt with you. No, not really. But this was clearly a passion project from someone who clearly knew what they were doing. Now, should they get a different choreographer? Probably. But for what it is, yeah, it's pretty fucking good. Honestly, that's pretty okay, man. Yeah, I get why people like it. Truly, I do. From the bottom of my heart. I get why it has such a dedicated following. I get why there are so many people who are passionate about the way Star Kid does things. Watching someone with passion stirs your passion, and it makes you want to create. Because people like Team Star Kid service the world and the creative community as a whole because they unabashedly create. And listen, I want to be clear here because of, you know, there's a lot of things coming out about authors and artists and YouTubers that people really love, or loved, because considering how some people have fallen from grace, I mean, just look at the commentary community. Creating art is not an act that is exclusive to good or pure people. It is not something that only a good person can do. There are a lot of people who will hear something terrible come out about a person and will be like, oh, well, it was bad from the beginning. Was it though? Was it though, or were you really into it at the time? Wholesome art does not make a wholesome artist. Now that I'm on art and creation and artistry, I do want to harp on what I want to do with my content for a little bit. Like I've said before, this is probably one of the last reaction style videos I'll do, unless there is a project I really, really want to watch with you guys. With the huge lockdown on copyright claims and what it's been doing to my channel, I said this in my community post, and I only want to mention this once, but this year I absolutely almost did lose my channel. Now I might move on to video games. I am really enjoying the fuck out of Metaphor ReFantasio, so maybe I'll talk about that. Who knows? I don't know. I don't want to stop talking about this stuff. I want to tell you guys, despite everything that's going on in the world, despite the bone deep anxiety that you feel every time you look at the news, every time you go on social media, that the one way you can really fight it is to create something. Just do something. Do something. Do literally anything else. Just make something. That's all I ask. And that's why I think Star Kid is so special and why it's garnered such a following, because they have the balls to just make something, even though it's not perfect, even though it's not high budget. They wanted to make a musical, so they did it. And that in and of itself is really, really special. Now, with that being said, there are going to be some changes around here. We've already talked about that on my Patreon. We've already talked about that on my community tab. If you haven't seen it, go look at those two posts. I'll link them in. If there's anything you want to learn from Nerdy Prudes Must Die, it's, I don't care how cringy it is, do something, make something. Please like if you like this video, please subscribe if you really like this video and would like to see more. You can follow me on my new Instagram, which I put in the description. You can follow me on Tumblr mostly, which is hilarious, or I'm really not on Twitter anymore, guys. I'm really not. Fuck Twitter. Fuck you. You hear me? You hear me, Elon? You hear me? Fuck Twitter. I just fucked up my camera. And I'm not on TikTok anymore, super honestly. It's become kind of like a cesspool for advertisements. But with that being said, do no harm, take no shit, stay weird, and happy eating.